channel. I decided to stand today, so that's why you see a little bit of a different background. And I included my handy dandy owl over there that I made in second grade. It's great quality right there. So today we're gonna be trying to start a new type of video, a new series. We kind of decided to name it The Haunted Tour. So what we're doing is basically we're gonna be going through all of the states in the United States, and we are going to be choosing the top 5 most haunted or the creepiest places that we find when we research it. And then we're gonna come back to you guys and we're gonna let you know about these places. There's dust in the air, and I don't know if you can see it. We're gonna be starting at the bottom right of the United States. Just to let you know, in the future, whenever we do finish, we will be going on to other countries and other areas as well. The great state of orange juice, Florida. There's actually a lot in Florida because normally you would think, when you think of Florida, you think of Disney World and happiness, Universal Studios. You don't normally think of ghosts and hauntings and murders and all that. But surprisingly, there was actually a lot of areas and places. Feel free to look it up and check it out. It's really, really interesting. So let's start. I decided to move a little bit closer to the camera. I don't know why I was so far away. So the first place that we're going to be going to is the Coral Gables Biltmore Hotel. Now, Coral Gables Biltmore Hotel. It was built in 1925, and at the time it was considered a very, very high-class luxury hotel. It held very many celebrities as guests over its time, and the designs and the intricate layout of the building, it awed everyone who entered, and it grew in popularity extremely fast. Now, toward the beginning of this hotel's timeline, it did not stay in such a glorious state for very long. At some point, it was abandoned for several years, which is where we kind of get into the strange occurrences, because even though it was abandoned, it had no electricity, no inhabitants, nothing. People still witnessed seeing orbs and or hearing music within the hallways of the buildings. And because of that, that raised alarm in a lot of people. So there were many occurrences where the police would end up going to check the building out to make sure that there weren't any squatters in there or anything. And even they witnessed some type of activity, which would be windows and doors opening and closing on their own. They would see strange figures in the hallways, and even they would bring their the guard dogs with them, and even they acted strangely as well, because as you know, animals can sometimes see things that we can't. So a lot of that it gives to its strange aura and its creepy history. But don't worry, because the hotel did not stay abandoned forever. It is still a hotel now. It has been re-owned and fixed up, so now people can go and stay there today. And even today, guests witness a lot of the similar things, plus more. So they will witness the usual doors and windows opening, closing by themselves. They'll also hear voices, and sometimes there's even been encounters where people have been walking in the halls and they've seen entities with hospital gowns there, asking them if they need, asking them for help. And even creepier, there's even a ghostly couple that likes to dance around in the ballrooms. But the thing is, they don't dance by themselves. They will dance at real balls and dances. So you could be dancing next to a couple and they will suddenly vanish into thin air. So think about that again when you ask that pretty lady across the room for a dance. She might just go poof. Now, possibly the most famous entity at the hotel is the entity of Thomas Fatty Welch. Now, this guy is basically my spirit animal, me as a ghost, because he's known for kind of just messing around with people, kind of trolling, He likes to steal lampshades, and he likes to you'll hear him chuckle in the hallways. And when you have a fogged mirror in your bathroom after a shower, he's known to write "boo" in the mirror. And he can also be sometimes seen in the background when you're looking in the mirror. So that's fun. You always have a buddy there. Well, if you ever thought of Bloody Mary, no, it's just Fatty. More about Fatty is this hotel has a notorious 13th floor that is also known as Fatty's floor because that is where people believed he was killed, and it was his favorite floor. He was always known for being there when he was alive. And he also takes a good liking to very pretty women. So sometimes when women enter the elevator, he will trick the elevator into taking them automatically to the 13th floor, even though they didn't click the button. And lots of, ah, ah, ah. Why are you gonna scare me like that? I'm recording, you're scaring me. My heart's heard you talking about Fatty. You're not supposed to say hello. Why you gotta do it to my heart? I don't know where I left off. Yeah, but basically.
Left off on the elevator.
Oh, thank you. So Fatty is known for separating women from their male partners. So if the both of them were on the elevator, he likes closing the elevator's door early on the man in order to get the woman alone. Great strategy there, Fatty. And also he's known for helping the waitresses around by opening the doors and, you know, moving objects around for them, especially ones that are carrying trays full of food, making it easier for them. So basically, if I were to ever go to this hotel, I would probably have no interaction with him at all. Just cause, like, you know, have you seen this face? Like let me just show you what would probably happen if I went to the Biltmore Hotel. Oh, thanks, Fatty. Number 2, the Riddle House. Built in 1905 in Yesteryear Village, Palm Beach County, Florida, the Riddle House was originally a funeral parlor that was adjacent to the famous Woodlawn Cemetery. In 1920, a man named Carl Riddle bought the house, therefore giving this house the famous name. Today, people normally see the apparition of Buck, a former groundskeeper who is apparently still doing his job today, as well as a ghost named Joseph, which was said to be another groundskeeper who hung himself in the attic during the Great Depression. Now, visitors of the home also end up having their hair pulled, hearing disembodied voices, and having objects even thrown at them at certain points of the day. And many occurrences include apparitions that they see in the corner of their eyes walking the halls. 3. Evergreen Cemetery. Evergreen Cemetery is the oldest working cemetery, and it's been burying people since 1881. Now, it has 170 acres worth of land and more than 70,000 burials on its land. Now, there are many different pictures that people have caught of seeing apparitions like sitting on tombstones or in the background of their pictures or whatever, but there are several ghosts that have definitely made their mark on the story of Evergreen Cemetery. One of them is the known Lady in Violet. Another is a man in old-fashioned clothing who likes to stand around an unmarked mausoleum. And another one is a weeping woman who likes to go ahead and stand near the ugly angel statue. And everyone's favorite ghost at this cemetery is a ghost named Frank. Now, he's just the common, apparition that everyone sees. I don't know what it is with people giving apparitions very basic names. I mean, we have Frank, we have Joseph, we have, Fatty's a special case. Fatty's my favorite so far. Number 4, Fort East Martello Museum. The Martello Museum is honestly it was one of my favorites to research. Now, it was originally built for the Civil War, but was later transformed into an art and history museum for the area in Key West, Florida. Now, the reason for this being one of my favorites is because they have one of the most haunted dolls known to mankind at this time, Robert the doll. Now, Robert, he has so much history behind him that he actually deserves a video all for himself, which I'm actually really looking forward to trying to do sometime in the future. So I'm not going to spend too much time on him now, and rather give him the time he deserves in an extra video. Now, they also have other things, such as basically the mummified corpse of a woman who died, and her lover decided to go ahead and mummify her and keep her with him for as long as he could, because he just simply could not let her go. Now, people have also caught many strange occurrences and little hidden secrets in their photos as well. Famous orbs or like streams of light in the background of their pictures, or like strange like figures or apparitions. There seem to be certain apparitions, like they hang out in certain parts of the museum. Like they have dedicated parts that they like to be in. But overall, this museum has a lot of activity, and it's just a very interesting place. I recommend going there. I want to really go there one day, so check it out. And last, but certainly not least, Seven Sisters Inn. Want to wake up in the middle of the night to seeing a strange apparition staring at you in your bed as you sleep? Then just head over to Seven Sisters Inn. Built in 1895, this building is now a bed and breakfast, and lots of people end up seeing a lot of strange things happening within the building, such as apparitions roaming the halls, lights flickering, and doors and windows opening and closing by themselves, as well as hearing voices and music from within empty rooms. There has even been a man who has an encounter with a woman with rotting flesh, where one day he came to his room to hear moans in his bathroom, and when he visited the bathroom to see what was happening, he saw a woman with rotting flesh in his bathtub, who was holding a bloodied doll and asking if he would like to be her new toy. There have also been many encounters with people sleeping and then they wake up in the middle of the night to seeing a person at the edge of their bed or in the corner of their room just watching them as they sleep, as well as hearing disembodied footsteps from around the halls and the lights flickering and turning off or doors closing before they even leave the room. Well, alright, that's all that I have today. Leave a like and subscribe if you like these videos. I'm definitely going to be trying to make more later. I believe next we're doing is Georgia, so that'll be exciting. Don't forget to visit our Instagram page at Spoops_UK and leave a comment letting me know if you've ever visited any of these places and how was your experience, or if you have any extra places in Florida that you've seen that have been extra creepy or haunted and you like to share your experience with that's always welcome. And yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time. Bye!